Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss session 2 of Kingdom Planting from your class 11 biology syllabus. Already we have discussed session 1 of this chapter, and from session 1 we came to know about the plant kingdom, how plant kingdom is actually classified, and the classification of the plant kingdom and the description and examples of algae. Today we are going to discuss the bryophytes. So let's start the today's class. Today we are going to discuss about bryophytes. Okay. So from this portion we have to know the general features or salient features of bryophytes and the examples of bryophytes and the mode of reproduction of bryophytes. So let's start the today's class. Actually, these bryophytes include the various mosses and liverworts that are found commonly growing in the moist shaded areas in the hills. So you can say in this way that bryophytes are actually commonly found in the moist area, in the hill area, or any river bank, stream bank, or anything, but in the moist area, in anywhere in the moist area. And next thing is the bryophytes are also called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Bryophytes are also called the amphibian of the plant kingdom. Why? Because what is the meaning of the amphibia? What is the basic characteristics of the amphibia? The main basic characteristics of the amphibia that it actually they can live water and land both in both area. Okay. So because these plants can live in soil, it means the terrestrial environment. It means the terrestrial environment. And in the water also. Water means the aquatic environment for sexual reproduction. So that's why they are called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. So they usually occur in damp, humid and shaded localities. They play an important role in plant succession on bare rocks or soil. So next thing is the plant body of bryophytes is more differentiated, is more divided than that of the algae. So it is the thallus-like structure. Thallus-like means the just one irregular structure. Okay, and prostrate or erect and attached to the substratum by the unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. They lack true roots. Okay, stem or leaves. They may possess root-like, leaf-like and stem-like structure. So they do not have any proper root, proper stem, proper leaf. Okay, they may possess root-like structure, leaf-like structure and stem-like structure. So the main plant body of the bryophyte is the haploid in nature. Haploid means the only single chromosome is there. Diploid means the double chromosome is there, and haploid means the single chromosome is there. Okay, so this is the bryophytes. So I am repeating again, these bryophytes are actually present in the predominant actually in the moist area, and this is also called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Why? Because these kinds of the plants actually present in the soil and water in both of this environment. Okay, they can adapt in both environment, in both aquatic and terrestrial environment for their different activities. Okay, so they usually occur in the damp, humid and shaded localities, and they play an important role in the plant succession on bare rocks or soil. The plant body of bryophytes is more differentiated than that of the algal body. Okay, what is the meaning of it? It means that it has a specific thallus-like structure and it may be prostrate or erect, and it's always attached to the substratum by multicellular or unicellular rhizoids. So they lack true roots, stem or leaf. So they do not have any true root, true stem and true leaf. They may possess root-like structure, leaf-like structure and stem-like structure. Okay, the main plant body of the bryophyte is haploid in nature. Next thing, it produces gametes, hence it's called the gametophyte. Okay, for their reproduction it actually produces the gametes. So that's why they are called the gametophyte. The sex organs in bryophytes are multicellular in nature. The sex organ in the bryophytes are the multicellular in nature, and the male sex organ is called the antheridium. They produce the biflagellate antherozoids. Biflagellate means the two flagella is there. Okay, flagella, there is a term. The term is the flagella. Flagella is one kind of the locomotory organ. Flagella is one kind of the locomotory organ. Okay, so and the male sex organ is called the antheridium, and the female sex organ is called the archegonium. Okay, there are two types of sex organs are there, the male sex organ and the female sex organ. Why? Because they actually produce the zygote, okay, in the form of the sexual reproduction, by the sexual reproduction. So that's why they need two different types of the sex organ. One is the male sex organ, another one is the female sex organ. Okay, so the male sex organ is called the antheridium and the female sex organ is called the archegonium. This antheridium actually produce biflagellate antherozoids. Okay, and archegonium is actually produce a single egg. The antherozoids are released into water where they come in contact with the archegonium. An antherozoid actually fuses with the egg to produce the zygote. Okay, so this antheridium, this antherozoid actually fuses with the egg to produce the zygote. So zygotes do not undergo reduction division immediately. They produce a multicellular body called a sporophyte. So always remember one thing, that zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately. They produce a multicellular body called a sporophyte, and some cells of the sporophyte undergo reduction division to produce the haploid spores. So these spores germinate to produce the gametophyte. So these bryophytes are divided into the liverodes and the mosses. So I am repeating again this portion, that it produces, this bryophytes actually produces the gamete. Okay, so there are two types of gametes in the bryophytic body. So the male gamete and the female gamete. Okay, so that's why they are called the gametophyte. Okay, the sex organs in the bryophytes are the multicellular in nature, and male sex organ is called the antheridium, and they produce biflagellate antherozoids. The female sex organ is called the archegonium, is flask shaped and produce a single egg. So these antherozoids are released into water where they come in contact with the archegonium. Okay, so after that this antherozoid is actually fused with the female sex organ, female actually gamete, that means the egg, and it produces the zygote. So after the zygote formation, this zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately. Reduction division means there is a term, reduction division means the meiosis, and equational division means the mitosis. So they produce a multicellular body called the sporophyte. Some cells of the sporophyte undergo reduction division to produce the haploid spores, and these spores actually germinate to produce the gametophyte. So these bryophytes are divided into liverodes and the mosses. Next thing is the liverodes. Okay, so what is the meaning of the liverodes? These liverodes actually grow usually in moist. So as because these liverodes belongs to the bryophytes kingdom, so that's why these liverodes also grow usually in the moist shady habitats such as the banks of streams, marshy ground, damp soil, bank of trees, and deep in the woods. The plant body of liverworts is thalloid, example Marsantia, and the thallus is dorsoventral and closely appressed to the substrate. Always remember, these kinds of the plant always present, always attached to the rock, hard rock, or damp soil, or bank of trees, or marshy ground. It means that always is attached to the substratum. okay, hard substratum. It always needs one hard substratum for their growth. The leafy members have tiny leaf-like appendages in 2 rows on the stem-like structure. So they do not have any proper stem, so they have one stem-like structure. The leafy members have tiny leaf-like appendages in 2 rows on the stem-like structures. Asexual reproduction in liverworts takes place by the fragmentation of thalli or by the formation of specialized structures called the gamete. Okay, so asexual reproduction in liverworts always takes place by the fragmentation of thalli. Okay, fragmentation means the division of the body. Fragmentation means the division of the body. Okay, so fragmentation is one kind of the asexual reproduction where what happened, one body is fragmented into different parts. Okay, fragmented means the divided. Okay, and then from different part produce one new organism. Okay, so asexual reproduction in liverworts actually takes place by the fragmentation of thalli or by the formation of specialized structure called the gamete. Okay, so the sexual reproduction, male and female sex organs are produced either on the same or on different thalli. The sporophyte is differentiated into a foot, seta and a capsule, and after meiosis the spores are actually produced within the capsule. These spores germinate to form the free living gametophytes. The sexual reproduction, these male and female sex organs are produced either on the same or on different thalli. The sporophyte is differentiated into a foot, seta and capsule, and after meiosis the spores are produced within the capsule. These spores germinate to form the free living gametophyte. So always remember, one plant's body has two type phase of their reproduction. Okay, two phases are there in their reproduction cycle. One is the sporophytic phase. Already we have discussed all those things in our previous session. Second one is the gametophytic phase. Okay, sporophytic phase and the gametophytic phase. So this is the liverworts. So this is the examples of the liverworts. Just look at the structure, look at the image, that they do not have any proper leaf, proper root, proper stem like structure. Okay, they do not have any proper root, leaf and stem. Okay, they have the some stem like structure like pseudo stem, pseudo root. Okay, and they are always attached with the hard substratum. Just look at the structure. These are the soil. Okay, these are the rocks. Okay, so this is the liverworts. Next thing is the mosses. The predominant stage of the life cycle of a moss is the gametophyte, which consists of the two stages. The first stage is the protonema and second stage is the leafy stage. So this gametophyte, the predominant stage of the life cycle of a moss is the gametophyte stage. And this is actually divided into two stages. The first one is the protonema and second one is the leafy stage. Okay, which develops from the secondary protonema as a lateral bud. So they consist of the upright slender axis bearing spirally arranged leaves. Okay, so they also has the leaf like this spirally arranged leaf like structure. Okay, this vegetative reproduction in mosses by the fragmentation and budding in the secondary protonema. In sexual reproduction, the sex organs Antheridia and Archegonia are produced in the apex of the leafy shoots. Okay, so this is the actual moss. Just look at this thing. I think all of you have seen this thing. So this is the moss. So this moss also needs one hard substratum for their growth and development. So this is the soil. Okay, so these are the moss. it also needs one hard substratum for their growth and development. Okay, so this is the moss. So from today's class, what we actually came to know, we came to know about the bryophytes, the general features, the salient features of the bryophytes. Okay, so I am repeating again myself because this is important for your exam, and so many MCQ type question may come from this portion. Okay, so what is the meaning of the bryophyte? What is the salient features of bryophyte? How bryophyte actually reproduce? Okay, how many stages are there? The sporophytic stage and the gametophytic stage. Okay, next thing is the what is the name of the male sex organ, female sex organ. Okay, how these liver roots actually reproduce, how these mosses are actually reproduced, what is the meaning of the gamete, what is the meaning of the archegonium, what is the meaning of the antherozoids, what is the meaning of the sporophytic phase, how the zygote is actually produced. So this type of question may come from this portion. Okay, so many questions may come from this portion. And why this is called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Okay, why this is called the amphibians of the plant. And suppose this type of question may come that I am giving that which one is the amphibia of the plant, the bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. So you have to click the correct option. Okay, so this type of question may come from that portion. In our next video we will discuss the pteridophytes and the gymnosperm, because angiosperm is excluded from your syllabus, and already I have discussed about the revised syllabus in our class. Okay, so go through your revised syllabus properly and then follow your revised syllabus strictly. Okay, so this is your today's class. I hope no problem is there, and if any problems are there, if any queries are there, just ask me immediately in my number. In our next video we will discuss the rest portion of this chapter. Okay, thank you, bye.